Welcome back. So we are going to continue from where we stopped last. What we did essentially was to just style our React project, the app.jsx. We added color blue, changed the font size, and wrote the hello world. So if I go to my browser, this is where we stopped. This is what it looks like. So there's something called separation of concerns. That means you have to put CSS. It's better or it's cleaner to put the CSS script inside a CSS file or folder. Separate it from the JavaScript or JSX as the case may be. So what I'll do here is I'll remove all of this. And although we've already created app.css, so I'm going to uncomment it, and this is it here, the apps.css. So all this now we're going to delete everything because it came with the boilerplate, the React boilerplate. So I'm going to let's see how it looks now. So we are back to the default. So as we did our normal styling, so I'll style by class name, which is app. So I'll just go here. And I can as well just change this to small letter. I prefer to put it in small letter. So I'll just change this to small letter. So the first thing we added was I think color. Yeah, it should be color. To color. And it's blue. Then also we added font size. I think we used, can't remember, but let's just stick with 22 pixel. So let's see how this goes. So I don't know if you noticed, there's no need to refresh the development server will restart itself. So you don't need to refresh and keep refreshing. So this is what we have, just like we had the same previously. So moving on, I want to talk about what is called a component. So a component is a React component is similar to your JavaScript function, in which we are allowed, just like a function. A function is used to create functionalities, and it also will reuse functions. So same way with components. Components are tiny blocks. You can call them Lego blocks or tiny blocks that are sort of foundations for projects or application. So each component is a functionality of a main app or a main website, whatever you are trying to build. So our first ever function that we will come across from the boilerplate is this app.js. So this is a function and this is a component. So this component, as you can see, function app, return this. So this is our first component, our first React component. So what we are going to do now is try and build on this, or we can create, depending on the size of the project, we can create a larger component and also. So what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to create a simple functional, a simple component, or let's say let me create a new one different from this app.js. So I'll create a new component inside my source src folder. So new file, and when creating a component, the first letter has to be in capital letter. So m message .jsx. So there are two way extension. You can either put it in JSX or put it in .js. It's still the same. React recognizes it as JSX, and you can leave it as JS JavaScript. So it doesn't matter either ways. So another thing is that I'll recommend us to download some extension for React. It makes React faster and what do I say? It saves time and it makes our work faster. So I have some extension. So you go to the fourth one, this, then you search for something called Redux, React Redux. So you have to be connected to the internet to do this. React Redux. So this ES7 although is already installed on my laptop, so you have to install this. So what it does is create snippets, easy to use snippets for a React project. So what I'll do is I'll just show you how it works. So now if I want to create a function, a React function, I can just as easy as just press RFC. What this will do is it's going to give me suggestion of a boilerplate of a function. So we can see a React functional component. So if I press enter, so you can see now that's giving me a React function, and that exports the default React function. So it's the same with this. It's the same with this boilerplate. So what I'm going to do in this messages, I'll just remove this. The message I want it to do is, in fact, I want it to click. I want a button actually. So let me just put a button, and let the button let's just be button, and here also let me add a function to const click events. So this is my function. So what I want this function to just do is just to alert me with something. Alert with a message. Let's see, hello. So how do I get hold of this function? Click events. All I can do is just pass. It's just like our normal function. You pass it inside the button or inside the inside wherever you want to use it. Might be a button, might be an input field, inside anything, in short. So I have my on click event here. On click now, on click event, and I'll just pass the click. event, which is the name of my function. Let's click event. I'll just pass it inside. So let's see what we have. Oh, and another thing. So now that I have a message, what I will do now is my screen is actually seeing this app.js. It's not seeing whatever is inside this message. So I want it to display whatever is inside this message, which has button, rather than this app.js. So what I'll do is that I'll go inside my index.js, and here I can see that I'm importing app. So what this thing is doing is rendering app. As you can see, is render.app. So if I don't want it to render app, let's say I'll just do what I'll import message. Import message from colon dot dash message. So what this line 5 is saying is that import, or because already here we've exported it. So anytime you export something, that means you'll be able to use it throughout the program. So we've exported it. Anywhere we need this component, all we have to do is just to import it. So I'll pick this up from our next class, or from the next slide or video.